And we're back. Something happened to the live stream, so now I got to do all this all over again. Let's try this again. First things first, okay. We're going to get caught up to speed in this live stream. I don't know what exactly happened, but something crashed on the phone. So let's try this again. So if you've seen it before, stick with me, that sort of thing. Okay. Um, let's get you all caught up to current events. First things first, Project Spirit. She's down right now. Needs a new starter. We thought it was a flywheel. I want to thank my buddy, Third Gen 83. He was kind enough to tell me about. He thought it might be the starter the way I was describing. He said, check the flywheel. It's probably fine. He was right. So we're having issues trying to get a starter for Project Spirit. Because there's some packaging issues with where I'm trying to get the starter from. So I got to take it back. We're going to try somebody else because this is just not working. Okay, it's just not working. So that's where we stand on that. Let's see. So Project Spirit needs a new starter. We're going to do something about that because I miss driving Project Spirit. It's been about 2 weeks. Um, it's been about 2 weeks since I've got to drive Project Spirit, but the new front disc brake system is working out fantastically. Um, she stops on a dime, stops on a dime. Before that, with the old brake system, she didn't. She would stop on a dime, but boy, it was difficult. Um, what you had with the old drum brake system, for those who again are fairly new to the Prince Magnum channel, with the old brake system, with front drums, one side would heat up quicker than the other and would pull one way or the other. So you had to plan your stops. So what you would get is you would push down and it would pull, typically, depending on how the weather was, but typically Project Spirit would pull towards the passenger side. Sometimes she would pull towards the driver's side. Most of the time she pulled towards the passenger side. And depending on how hard you push down, all of a sudden she might start pulling towards the driver, then the passenger, then the driver, and it would just go back and forth like that. So it was a little unpredictable, and you had to plan your stops. Well, if someone pulled out in front of you, what would typically happen is if you had to make that hard stop, she would pull really hard. And I had one time where it nearly pulled me into another lane, um, and could have caused an accident just because someone was in a hurry and didn't take into account if a car like that hit their newer vehicle, it'd be like a rock hitting tinfoil. So for poor Project Spirit, it basically I would have just cut the other vehicle in half and would have had some body work to do to Project Spirit. I probably would have had a little bit of whiplash. The other person probably not so lucky. So we had to do something about that brake system. Myself personally, I didn't mind the drum brakes. I didn't mind it, but the disc does stop more evenly, more consistently. So I was enjoying that. But now with the starter issue, I'm not getting to enjoy it. So we're going to have to get that solved. So come tomorrow, I've got another starter on order at a different shop. We're going to go through them and get that all lined out. Issues. Project Lena. She's going through some issues right now of her own. And of all the doggone things, Project Lena is actually running into where she's hitting that stage. You know, she's got some time behind her. And she's hitting that stage where things are starting to break on her. And as things are starting to break, where it almost seems like, gosh, man, maybe we should know. I'm going to tell you all a little secret. A lot of all cars go through this. It doesn't, depending on the make, the model, and that sort of thing. It might be sooner than later, but typically with your General Motors products, it's usually later if well taken care of. General Motors is one of the car companies that I lean towards very quickly when it comes to cars that last the test of time. Um, so that being said, Project Lena, she's, what, 15 years, coming up on, I think she actually is 15 years old, coming up on 16 in a hurry. I'd have to look, but um, that being said, we'll say 15 years of life in her, life behind her since she left the factory. It's about time for things to just start breaking. Okay, when this happens, you're going to pay some money, and with newer vehicles starting around 96 and older, well, 96 and newer, you're going to pay a lot. Like for example, the starter on Project Spirit costs about 50 bucks. Alternators the same thing. You're going to pay in the 200s for Project Lena, okay? And the newer it gets, the worse it gets. That's just the nature of cars. Um, so we're going to have to deal with that issue. She has a well, her driver's window doesn't roll up right. So unfortunately, that's an issue we're going to have to deal with. Um, um, she's having some heating issues where her electric fans are starting to get weak. It's an electronic part. It's mostly plastic. That's to be expected. So we're going to have to take the time out and start figuring out what we're going to do about those electric fans. So if they don't, because we don't want them to break down. If those break down, she'll have constant overheating problems. And if she has constant overheating problems, head gaskets, blown engine, whatever, it's not cool. We don't want it. Okay. We want to keep her running as long as possible because here on the Prince Magnum channel, we like to see cars make classic status. And for the record, here in the state of Missouri, classic cars are 20 to 24 years and old. 24. Beep, 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 beep. See what happens whenever one of my live streams crash? Project Lena, if she makes it to 20 to here in the state of Missouri, 20 to 24 years of age for an automobile is classic. 25 and older is considered antique. Project Spirit has crossed that bridge long ago. But Project Lena is coming up on classic car status. For the record, Project Beauty, when she was a thing here on the Prince Magnum channel, was, by now would be considered a classic. So for those of you guys with Mustangs out there, like a, like a, like a 2010 Mustang, you don't have a classic yet. It's got to make it to 2030 before it's a classic. Remember that. Okay, so that covers that. Both project cars we're going to be kind of diving into through the winter months. There will be plenty of content. Which brings us to, we're going to be adding some more content to do-it-yourself budget hot rodding. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, we're going to be adding to the mini-series Performance Not Included. Princess Faye is actually going to be helping me with one of the next videos, which means that it's going to be a trip to the library to do this research. Along with that, we're going to be uploading some of the videos from earlier this year. We've got a lot of footage, a lot of awesome videos. So it's going to be definitely interesting for those of you who didn't get to see that stuff. We've got video footage from the Azalea Festival, from just several of the car shows. And we're trying to upload when we can, live streams when we can, and just posting quick shorts when we can here on the channel. We want to keep the content coming at you as much as possible. I like to try to load more videos, but I'm tired. I've been working a lot. So we'll do what we can, as much as we can, as often as we can, for all of you. And even Princess Faye is going to be taking a more active role here on the Prince Magnum channel, which is awesome because Princess Faye is one of those people. I enjoy when we do projects together here on the channel, whether it's a car project, a cooking project, or just any project in general. I like it when we're working together. Her channel doesn't do a whole lot in the way of content. She loads a video every now and again. Um, and my original crossovers, the very first time I ever did a crossover was on Princess Faye's channel, and she was reviewing a video game, which was a lot of fun. Um, which eventually we might actually, I might kick her into high gear, and we might do some crossovers like that, but we're not there yet. That's future. Okay, who knows what that woman's got going on up here? Between those ears. Uh, I started to put it in the original live stream, but it crashed and it wouldn't let me back in. Let's talk about one of the greatest success stories here on the Prince Magnum channel. That would be little Spike. Spike, for those who do not know, is an amazing little cat that we were fostering, and he had a remarkable story. He was found in a parking lot, and the couple that found him brought him home. They couldn't keep him, and it was either they find him someplace that could help them foster, find a home for him, or they were going to have to basically turn him loose, back out. So Princess Faye brought him home, explained the situation to me. I said, well, we got to do something in the meantime. And some wonderful members of the Maverick Nation up in Illinois got to make an amazing drive. Illinois, lots of farmland, very beautiful countryside. You folks in Illinois, I know you guys had a lot of problems in your political scene, but I don't care about none of that. I want to say up front, in the political scene, that may be one thing, but I have to say that the people of Illinois have a very beautiful state. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous countryside. I've met some of the wonderful people in your state, and let me say right now up front, Illinois is a very beautiful state right here in the United States, and I've never really got to go that far into Illinois, but it was an amazing, amazing trip, and I want to thank the people of Illinois that I got to meet and greet on our journey into Illinois. I want to thank you all for being so warm to some small time YouTubers from the little bitty town of Bonne Terre, Missouri. It was just absolutely a wonderful, wonderful drive. And I got to meet some members of the Maverick Nation from abroad. Um, Amazing people, amazing. And they've been sending pictures and video of little Spike. Spike looks very happy, and he's getting ready to go see the vet, and he'll be getting all of his shots. He'll be getting all the tests that he needs to make sure that he's a healthy, happy kitten. But judging by the pictures, he looks very healthy. He looks very happy in his new forever home. It is just so amazing that these wonderful people within the Maverick Nation have stepped up and taken little Spike into their home. Just absolutely fantastic. Again, I, Prince Magnum, have the most amazing subscribers. The Maverick Nation. I'm going to tell you all right now. I have the most amazing people following me in the world. If you are a member of the Maverick Nation, let me say right now that I think you are amazing. You guys compliment me all the time, and I say thank you. No, let me say right now, live, uncut, you, the Maverick Nation, you are what is truly amazing. I might be Prince Magnum a day's in, but let me tell you all, I could, step onto a camera, I could talk to people all day, but you guys are the ones that make the Prince Magnum channel what it is today. And it may be small now, but as the Maverick Nation grows, you guys, you guys are the ones that are making the Prince Magnum channel what it is, okay? Period. Don't care what anyone wants to say, that's just the way it is. Can't say enough good about the people that of the Maverick Nation. Now, if you are viewing this for the first time and you want to become a member of the Maverick Nation, how do you do it? You hit that subscribe button. That's it. That's as hard as it gets. And you are a member of the Maverick Nation. You speak loud and proud about about the videos that come on here. You set the record straight, even when I mess up. You put me in my place from time to time, and you keep me honest. Okay, you have my permission. And so there you have it. Okay. So I got to meet some wonderful people. Little Spike now has his forever home. That is the happiest story I have here on the Prince Magnum channel. No other story right now that I can think of off the top of my head compares. So there you go. All right. So we have that covered. Project Spirit, Project Lena, Little Spike, and of course, now that we've covered all of that, let's talk about the political scene. Now, here on the Prince Magnum channel, we try not to talk a whole lot about politics if we can avoid it, but sometimes we have to. So what can you, the Maverick Nation, expect out of me, Prince Magnum, talking about politics here in Missouri? Well, recently, the prosecutor that I had to, that I felt that I had to come down with both feet, he is out of office. So we are now one step closer to getting those people locked up in jail for crimes that they, for perjury and all this other stuff, discrimination and all the hate crimes that we know happened here, happened to me, Prince Magnum, Princess Faye, breaking up our family, the lies and all of that. It's going to stop. Okay, it's going to stop, and we are now one step closer. Now that those officials are out, they have no more state protection. So that means that now we are one step closer to bringing our kids home. Okay. Now I hope Miss Gillum is watching very closely, because I will be in contact with you. I have the information you need to help begin prosecuting the former prosecutor, along with Judge Sandy Martinez, okay? Along with the people who work at Children's Division over in St. Francis County and Juvenile Office. Yes, they're on my radar. So the kids will be home. That's where we continue this, okay? You don't break up my family just because I disagree with you, okay? It doesn't work that way. And just because I don't go to your church, okay? I don't go to anybody's church, for that matter. But I digress, okay? Nothing against the church. Just don't agree with some of the viewpoints. We'll leave it at that. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. We don't need to be doing any bashing. You do you, okay? If you want to go into a church and, praise God, hey, you do it. You don't need my permission. You do you. All right. So there you have that. So we're making waves in all the right reasons. Remember, folks, the Prince Magnum channel is a family channel. Yeah, I might slip up and cuss, and I might say some pretty risque stuff every now and again. But ultimately, in the end, we're a family channel. So that covers that issue. While we're on the subject of dealing with problems within St. Francis County here in Missouri, let me say up front, we currently right now have a particular YouTuber that likes to attack. He's attacked Princess Faye several times in the past couple of months. That's going to stop right now. And he keeps attacking folks within the community, country folk, good old country folk. And basically, this is going to be the last time he's called out. He's got till about, let's see. He's got till 7 o'clock p.m. tomorrow to have a conversation. I'll be at work, but I'll be out at about 1:30 and doing a parts swap shortly afterwards. But he's got from the time, I'm going to say from about 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow to 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time to call me and straighten this mess out, because if he doesn't call me, the next video will be truth about his channel. And that sort of thing, things that he doesn't want anyone to know. Along with, I'll be releasing some video footage that currently he doesn't want to. He wouldn't want a psychiatrist to see or a psychologist to see. Let's put it that way. Seriously, dude. Seriously. Okay. You pushed me. Okay. You know what you did. Okay. You don't say nasty stuff to my beloved wife, and then you're told you better apologize, and then you do so, and then you retract it just to say even nastier stuff. It doesn't work that way. Here on the Prince Magnum channel, we do not tolerate that, okay? So remember, surviving romance is a complete dedication to my wife. I love my wife that much. And I think there's a lot of husbands out there that love their wives that much. And with surviving romance, it's their survival guide to help them keep that romance alive. So if I love my wife that much, and if you're going to say some nasty stuff, what do you think's going to happen? Duh. I'm going to come down on you with both feet. Hard, okay? Very hard. So I'm just going to say it. I know some stuff that you don't want people to know. And I'm pretty doggone open here on the Prince Magnum channel. So, that being said, you could say something, I'll be like, yeah, so, but it's like that, okay? There's a lot of stuff that this guy doesn't want people to know, period, okay? So he's got till, between 3 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to give me a call and straighten this mess out, because it's going to stop. Cyberbullying is not allowed, okay? I don't tolerate it, and especially when it comes to my wife. So, we covered that, okay? He knows who he is. I'm not going to mention any names till I have to. All right. Now, we've covered that. There is going to be kind of a restructuring of the channel. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding will get a slight name change. Let's face facts. The Prince Magnum channel is a do-it-yourself channel, so calling it Princess Faye pointed this out. Do-it-yourself budget hot rodding should actually be shortened to just budget hot rodding, because it's all do-it-yourself stuff in some way, shape, or form anyways, so why don't we just skip it, okay? So that being said, that's exactly what it's going to be. We're just going to shorten the title. Sober Talk is going to remain pretty much the same. Surviving Romance is pretty much going to be the same. We're going to try to do some more videos with looking into our past. It's not a super popular series, but we are going to do some. A little bit more with it, especially on the heels of this last Veterans Day, which marked 100 years ago that the First World War ended. Wow. My great-grandfather fought in the First World War. That is phenomenal, phenomenal. My great-grandfather's been gone for many years, and I never got to meet him, but I hear he was a honest, hardworking man. Came from an old German family. That's on my dad's side. On my mom's side, believe it or not, though, my great grandfather and great grandmother on my they owned a ranch in Mexico, of all things. But that's an interesting story that'll come up in a special In Your Face, which we'll talk briefly about here in just a moment. That being said, We're going to try to do a special on that. I don't know how we're going to exactly do it, but I've got some really awesome footage and kind of a big special shout out to the U.S. Army, U.S. Marine, all of our armed forces. Kind of a late Veterans Day gift to them. We're going to have to do a nice video recording of that. Just good stuff, good stuff. All around. We're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna talk more. We're gonna try to expand to budget hot rodding. We won't. That won't be official. That title change for a little bit, but that will be coming up. We are going to be doing an in your face where there's going to be kind of an unveiling. We're running into issues now where more and more I kind of need to be on camera, but I also can't see without my regular glasses. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, do an unveiling. But for the purposes of sober talk, the shades will stay on as kind of an homage to Alcoholics Anonymous, as kind of a, trying to protect, trying to stay honest as far as the tradition goes. And even though there will be an unveiling where I put on my regular glasses in a live stream and we'll talk about the importance of why. Remember, here on the Prince Magnum channel, I will always be Prince Magnum. Outside of the channel, we'll go by my real name, okay? That's the way it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. So on Facebook and Twitter and things like that, I will still go by my real name, but here on the Prince Magnum channel, it will still always be Prince Magnum. So I ask that everybody follow that tradition as commonplace, that sort of thing. Just, show me the respect there. While we're also talking about In Your Face, there's a live stream coming up I've been working on for probably the last week or so. And I've been threatening to get into this, but I just got to write some stuff down, make sure I got all my ducks in a row. There's been talk recently about troops being mobilized at the Mexican-United States border. And a dear friend of mine who's actually in journalism, she's mainstream, very, very sweet, wonderful woman. Hi, Samantha. Miss Samantha, an amazing writer. I love her. She likes to put stuff up on Facebook and kind of challenge our thoughts with a little bit of controversy. And she's an amazing, amazing writer. And I like how she challenges me. And she'll put something up there, kind of bashing our current president, and I'll kind of politely fire back with what I know. And we kind of go back and forth in it. And I know why she's doing it. She's not doing it to personally attack me so much. She's trying to get the other side of the tracks. In journalism, and this harkens back to the days of good old Walter Cronkite, of just delivering the news. You didn't give a biased opinion. And she does this to get both sides of the track, if you will, so she can give the non-biased opinion. And I respect that. And I'm very grateful that despite her viewpoints, where she might feel certain things, feel certain ways about certain things, she's still trying to get the other side of the tracks. And for the record, to an extent, I'm a Donald Trump supporter, but there's some of his policies I think he needs to really rethink. He has done a lot of good. It's just that a lot of mainstream media doesn't talk about that good that he does. That's just the way it is. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's how it is. That being said, Samantha has challenged this whole mobilization. She believes it's sensationalism, that we're afraid of opening up the borders and those sort of things. And I have actually went back in our history where I wouldn't necessarily call it sensationalism, but it's trying to prevent history from repeating itself. That being said, we're going to go into a lot of detail. I'll be able to give some actual, basically Prince Magnum, you've done some serious journalism here again. Yes, I have. And that's what we're going to tackle in this upcoming, um, like when we were talking, like when we were dealing with the Russian connection that didn't actually exist during the presidential elections. Um, that sort of thing. You know, so we're actually gonna, and I was able to actually provide her with actual information, and I don't know if she was able to do anything with it. I hope she was, but thankfully she was able to possibly, the information was there. She had it, and amazingly enough, it helped her get the other side of the tracks. So, Samantha, thank you for this challenge for me, Prince Magnum, here on the Prince Magnum channel, tackling a tough subject like immigration. Um, you know, it's a kind of a sore spot in this country. So that being said, I appreciate your challenge, and hopefully I'll be able to rise to this challenge and be able to really tackle this subject. It's an important subject I feel that should be tackled, and I hope at the end of it all that you'll have the other side of the tracks, and hopefully um, we can enlighten each other, if you will. So again, thank you, Samantha, for the inspiration for me, Prince Magnum. And these are things that got to give credit where credit's due. Okay, it's things like this that make me do what I do best. Um, See, that's that's why I love them. Again, members of the Maverick Nation. Wow. Okay, so we're going to tackle that subject. Um, we're also going to tackle, again, we're attacking politics or bureaucracy as usual in this country, and we're going to continue to do so. We're going to continue to keep fire on the firing lines. Again, I'm also going to say that very soon I will be contacting the Democratic Party and announcing my candidacy to run for the presidency for 2020. Um, the reason why the Democrats, well, number one, the Democrat Party does need a lot of cleaning up, and I believe in at least a two-party system. I prefer more, but if two-party is all we can do, right, is the best we got right now, then that'll do good enough for me. I don't want to see a one-party system, but we've got to clean up the Democrats right now because they've been hijacked by some very corrupt individuals. Um, And I will also say that currently, our current president, I believe, has brought us as far as he can. Again, I think he's done some very good stuff uh, for our country, but then on the other hand, he's also done some bad stuff. So we're going to try to tackle that subject as well, where he's failing as a president, but at the same time, where he's also excelling. And where I think that, we'll talk more about that in another upcoming episode of In Your Face. Let's see. Surviving Romance stays the same. In Your Face stays the same. Off the Chain. We're going to be including more videos. Brandon, we all have seen videos of me doing duets with Brandon. We're going to be really tackling that subject. We want to expand on the music a lot more here on the Prince Magnum channel. Uh, so Off the Chain will be expanded a little bit more. I'm hoping to get an opportunity to also do a duet with DJ Brian. I have not been out to Laz's in a little while. It's not that I don't want to see the gang down. I need every last dime I could possibly put into her to get her back. I miss my baby. Okay, I miss my project on the road. So we've got to, folks, be patient with me. Okay, so as soon as she is back on the road, Laz's Barn Grill, you will see myself and Princess Faye. I'm gonna really push for more stuff on stage for the Prince Magnum channel. because I know there's a lot of people that do enjoy the music. And Brandon, I want to do more duets with you. You're an amazing singer. And for the record, this I believe every time him and I sing together, he carries me. Okay, he's that good. I'm good, but he's like hundreds of times better than me. And I will say that right now. So Brandon, hang in there, buddy. I've got some video footage that I got to edit because it's, again, folks, Brandon's an amazing singer. And I want to thank him for spending time with us on the Prince Magnum channel. I would love to also get an interview with him sometime. Um, I'm also in the process of editing the video footage of doing the front disc brake conversion. That'll be forthcoming as soon as it's ready. There's some last little bit of information that we'll need to get from, believe it or not, O'Reilly's. I've got to get some information from O'Reilly's. Kind of cross-reference information. So if you decide to do the same type of front disc brake conversion, I'm looking in your direction. My buddy from BST Ford channel, you'll have that information because I know he's probably looking at doing some crazy stuff to his Maverick. Again, I want to thank Third Gen 83 for some deep insight on the Mavericks. Okay. So that covers that. April is coming up very fast. Within April, for those who do not know, that'll be 5 years Princess Faye and I have been married. Every year I try to learn a brand new love song for Princess Faye. This year will be no different. I believe our second year of marriage, I didn't get a chance to do it. There was just way too much going on. Our first year I did one. No, second year I didn't do one. Third year I did. Fourth year I did. So coming up no, I'm sorry, I take that back. First year I just sang the song that I did on our wedding anniversary, the night we got married. And second year I didn't get to do anything. Third year I think I did some, and then this last year I did one. This year we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do a new song. I'm debating what that song is gonna be. I have not fully decided. So we're gonna tackle that subject. We might put preludes up there. Don't know yet. Bear with me. Okay, so that covers that. And I'm hoping to talk Princess Faye into doing a particular duet. I won't tell y'all. You're just gonna have to wait. Okay, so that pretty well covers everything. So pretty much big news, Project Spirit, new starter coming up, and then we're going to do some awesome videos. We've got some crazy stuff planned out for this spring for Project Spirit. We'll talk more about that in an upcoming episode. Project Lena going through some mechanical changes, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. I don't think we're going to do anything crazy with her other than just fix her up. Okay? Car shows. Period. Except that there is a video coming out that's probably going to get me beamed over the head, a good one. Let's see. Restructuring of the channel, tackling some political issues, doing some stuff for our veterans, calling out another YouTuber. We're also going to tackle something kind of a slippery slope in do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, which we'll talk more about when that video comes out. Let's see, my unveiling, I'll be taking the shades off, and we'll talk more about that at a later date. So there you have it. And Little Spike has a new home. There's your current events. So that's what's happening from the Prince Magnum channel. So there you go. Let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. Let's shut this down because it's getting late. I got to get up bright and early for work tomorrow. That sort of thing. So, if you will, be sure to check out the Patreon account. If you have something to donate, perfect. If you want to become a member of the High Mileage Club, be sure to sign yourself up as a monthly subscriber. $1 a month goes a long ways here on the Prince Magnum channel. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button and become a member of the Maverick Nation. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, okay? And we'll talk more and more as this goes on. I know this was kind of a general blog or vlog. Vlog, I think, is it? Yeah, vlog is how you kids say it nowadays. Um, so be sure to check all that out. Be sure to look me up on Facebook. You get to know Prince Magnum in a more personal matter, that sort of thing. And again, be sure if you're a member of the Maverick Nation, leave a comment in the box below. Speak loud and proud. Okay, don't be afraid to. That's the awesomeness of the Prince Magnum channel. I want to hear your feedback, especially positive feedback. If you got anything nasty to say, you might want to avoid it. That just, I'll make fun of you. That's just my nature. It'll be like, I'll just pick away. Or, then again, my buddy, Gen 83, actually, that's kind of a funny story. We'll talk more about that story later on. That definitely fits into sober talk. Okay. So that covers that. Be sure to look me up on the usual social media that I tout around, that sort of thing. So, all right. As always, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is, just do something with yourself. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you out there, including the ones that have pissed me off recently, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.